us give back through grants, scholarships, random acts of kindness, and more. Thousands of Arizonans have already joined Arizona's largest credit union, Desert Financial, located inside the Payson Walmart.
Well, good Tuesday morning, 3 minutes past 10 o'clock. We're at 55 degrees. And this morning on KRIM's Community Spotlight, we're going to be talking about a pretty exciting little event that's coming up this weekend. With us to tell us about it, the Vice President of the Payson Pro Rodeo Committee, Daryl Stubbs. Daryl, how you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing fantabulous.
Fantabulous. I like it. Now, this is actually the second go-around for a pretty interesting event. You had the first one last year.
Correct.
And again, this is called the Iron Horse Rodeo Run.
Correct.
And now, for people that aren't familiar with that, this is a motorcycle run that starts from down the valley and heads up this way.
Right, yeah, the Iron Horse, it's modern day, and so you don't have a pony to ride up on, you got a motorcycle. And so that's what it is. Last year we did our run, and it was our inaugural run. We had to figure out, we were corrected that it's not our first annual, it was the inaugural. So this year will be our first annual because it now is an annual event.
Oh, there you go.
So we're doing that. We came up with a brainstorm to do this, a year and a half ago.
Right.
We were meeting with Wrangler in Las Vegas to talk about the rodeos and go over things like that were happening with the rodeo. And so it brought up the idea about the motorcycle ride, and Wrangler just bubbled up and thought it was a good program and a good thing to do. So we started putting it together, and so they're one of our major supporters.
And, for people that aren't familiar, this actually goes to benefit a pretty darn good cause.
Yes, our benefit that we have here is with our scholarship programs and our veterans programs. Last year, I gave away over $14,000 in scholarships to high school seniors.
Wow.
And over $4,000 to the veterans program here in the Payson area.
Wow, outstanding.
So it's a good deal.
So this run actually is it's a big revenue generator for that.
Correct, it is. Last year, I think I brought in like about $7,500.
Nice.
Is what we brought in with our raffles and everything there. And along with promoting all that to help us, we're working on, as the Payson Pro Rodeo Committee, we're working on making Payson to be the go-to place, not the go-through place. We want everybody to make this a destination to come here for our motorcycle ride, our rodeos, other activities that we have here in town.
Outstanding.
So those are a big thing with us like that. This year, our ride will start at Superstition Harley's, the initial registration, at 9 o'clock this Saturday morning, April 3rd. And then the second registration spot is at Jake's Corner, and that starts at 10. So if you don't want to ride all the way down to Superstition, you want to just go to Jake's Corner and jump on and come up, that's a good thing for you there. It'll go through and go to the Buffalo Bar and Grill, over to the Pine Rim Bar and Grill there in Star Valley. And then we go up to Strawberry to the Chalet, and from there down to the Pinewood Tavern and Pine, and then we end up there at the Elks Club.
Oh, cool.
And there at the Elks Club is going to be where we have all our festivities. We're going to have numerous vendors that are going to be there. We have some nonprofit groups that are going to be there, Community Bridges, AZYP, Arizona Youth Partnership, BACA is going to be there. So we have some nonprofit groups that are also going to be there to be doing some things. We also are going to have, all the festivities this year will be outside. Last year, a lot of it was inside. This year, we have a big tent. We're going to do everything outside. The weather's going to be fantabulous, as I like to say. Mm-hmm. But we're going to have all these activities going on outside. But the biggest thing is at 4 o'clock, we are going to start and have our ceremonies. And we're going to start our ceremonies off, and I will be the master of ceremonies. And I will start it off with a prayer, because that's what we need to do for our country.
There you go.
And then we will have Color Guard present the colors. They're going to come in and present the colors and do the things that they do for the presentation of colors. And then when that's finished, we'll go on to our ceremonies. And I have a couple of speakers that are going to speak. And then we're going to go into honoring our veterans that are there. They put their life on the line for our country, and we need to make sure that we honor them and show that they're respected by all of us here in the Rim country.
Gotta love it.
It's an important thing to
Now, that's all happening at the Elks Lodge.
Correct. That's all happening at the Elks Lodge, and those festivities start at 4 o'clock. So at 4 o'clock is when we will start our ceremonies and do that stuff. Like I said, last year we raised about $7,500, and that was this year we're looking for bigger and better. I'm shooting for 11,000 is my goal for this year.
Good.
So I hope it's going to be better. Last year we had 98 people register for the ride. This year, again, I wanted to see it bigger and better. I've been promoting. I've had lots of people get a hold of me that are looking to come. Different vendors that are going to be there. I know we had it last year, and I went to Bike Week right afterwards and ran into a couple of the vendors that were here for our run. And I went up and said, hey, I saw you guys in Payson the other day, at the run that they had up there. And they started talking about it. And they said, we think this run is fabulous and it's a good deal and it's for a good cause. And they said, we're already planning to be there next year because we can see this run do nothing but grow. And so they've already planned to come back. And then I explained to them who I was because they didn't know. And but I got a truthful feeling from them by doing it that way.
Yeah, nice.
So
this promises to be just a whole bunch of fun. Now, what time again are they leaving the valley?
Registration starts at 9 in the morning, and registration ends down there at 10:30. And then registration starts at Jake's Corner starts at 10, and we will close that at I think at 10. We're closing it at 11:30.
Okay. So they'll spend a little bit of time at each one of these stops along the way.
Right.
And what a great idea, too, as far as, bringing a little extra business into the local, especially a lot of these bars and restaurants and stuff really have had a tough year this year with all the COVID and everything. So kind of a nice little extra shot in the arm for them.
Right.
That's a positive win-win.
And that's something that we did. We had some other stops lined out, but we changed them so that we would work with the businesses this year. Next year, next year we're going to do the Veterans Memorial Wall down at Green Valley Park.
Nice.
And we really thought about that this year and had it on our list, but we looked at that COVID has hurt so many business. We're going to try and help out every business that we can. Next year, we're going to go back and do a little different thing.
I like it. I like it a lot.
To do that.
And especially the fact that you're benefiting kids here in the Rim Country.
Right.
I mean, what's not to love about that? And I got to digress for just a moment because prior to going on the air today, you were telling me you've been involved in some pretty interesting stuff yourself as far as some educational opportunities when it comes to kids and trying to help, maybe keeping them with the right focus.
Right, and since you brought that up, I took a new position with AZYP, which is Arizona Youth Partnership, and we have different programs that work for the youth and stuff. Right now, I teach 3 high school classes at Globe High School, and then I come up here and I'm in at Payson Community Kids. I'm looking to partnership with Tono Basin School right now. I was working with them right now. And we're working on this next year getting into the Payson schools because I'm new getting into the Payson area as far as this company goes. They've been around for 30 years, and they have programs for kids.
And you're planting some real positive seeds with these kids that many of whom perhaps wouldn't have this kind of seed planted in them without your help.
Right. And that's the thing is we want to teach these kids to be successful, to make good decisions, and to make the right decisions to make sure that they're not in trouble and things happen of that nature, And that kind of goes back into what we're doing with the Payson Pro Rodeo here is that we're promoting these scholarships, and it's coming up. So remind your kids, if they're seniors, make sure they get to the counselors and get those applications to fill out for their scholarships. Because we want to see our kids here in the Rim Country further their education and go on and do things. And a lot of them we like to see come back so they could have businesses here and open stuff and everything back here in Rim Country.
What do some of these scholarships go toward? I mean, how are these being used by a lot of these kids?
Well, a lot of the kids, the majority of them is just to go to college, and we send the money there for tuition and things like that. Actually, we had people apply for trade school scholarships, and
so it's not necessarily just university tuition, that kind of thing.
We actually had a kid put in to ask for a scholarship to help him. He was going to horseshoeing school.
Wow!
And so that's a trade. That's a good thing. It's a trade, and it's
a pretty logical thing for the rodeo committee to get
exactly.
behind.
Yeah. But so we have all those things, and it's a real good deal to help our kids and our youth. And this motorcycle run, that's what it's about. It's about raising money to give back to our community. besides the scholarships, we want to do the veterans program. I'm really glad to see that Shaggy and that group with Veterans Helping Veterans, they have an office over by Tiny's now. They got a van donated, so they're taking veterans to hospital appointments and stuff in the valley, and doing several things like that. So, those are kind of groups that we want to help.
Well, and last year being the inaugural year, I would think a lot of times when it comes to organizing something new like this, the first year is kind of a struggle. But you had a whole bunch of people show up last year.
We did. We had 98, like I said, 98 people register, which was a great turnout. I'm really happy with that.
And you get that many motorcycles going down the road. I mean, that group gets noticed.
Oh, yeah, they do. They do. And what's really neat is after they register and get their shirt on it, I'm going to pull out a page here that has my flyer on it, and I don't know if this will show too good on the TV thing there, but there's our logo, and it's a horseshoe with a horse in it.
Nice.
And it says Iron Horse Rodeo Run, Payson, Arizona.
Gotta love that.
First annual, and it says supporting veterans, and it says scholarship programs underneath it, and that's what's on our flyer. And so, we're promoting these things. But like I said, we've got Wrangler involved. They've helped out with raffle prizes. Last year was really great. Not as much this year, but because of COVID. But they jumped up and really jumped in. Superstition Harley has been wonderful to us, trying to set up things for us and been over backwards for doing things. They've been really good. Coca-Cola been a sponsor, and they're helping there. They're actually going to bring their product down, their trailer, and we're going to sell product out of it. They've donated some product and stuff. And this year, I believe it's going to be the junior high football cheerleaders.
Oh, wow.
Is going to be running that booth. And we try and partner with all these people because they'll do things and they can raise money for their cause.
Right.
Last year I think it was the football team. This year we have this group. Next year was somebody else. So we do those things that those groups can earn some money for the programs that they want to do.
Spreading the love around a little bit. I love it.
You got to do that and help with that. I'll say Legacy Beverage, which is Coors. They're a major sponsor for our rodeo. And they've stepped up and donated stuff to go in the swag bags and some canopies and different things like that, lanyards, things to help us that we needed. That way we didn't have to purchase them.
So now, people that are maybe thinking, hey, I'd like to maybe get the hog out of the garage and take part in this and get involved with this run. You mentioned there's going to be swag bags and all kinds of different things.
Well, what we have here is when you register as a rider, it's $45 for a rider. And with that, you get your registration. You're going to get a dice card because instead of doing poker cards, we're doing dice. You'll get a dice card. You'll get a patch. You'll get a long sleeve commemorative T-shirt.
Nice.
And you'll get, the dice. Did I say patch?
I think so.
Okay, so they'll have the patch plus a bunch of swag bag stuff in there for the rider.
And so then at the end of all of these stops, with the person with the highest total dice points is winning something else? Or
yes, they win something. We haven't right now. Usually we determine it and give some cash away. Right. And kind of determine that.
They don't really know for sure what it is yet, but it'll be something slightly less than a Around the World tour.
Correct. The Around the World tour, we're trying to get that for next year, but we're waiting to see what's going to happen.
Always good to have goals.
Now, passenger, it costs $20 to register.
Nice.
And that passenger gets a dice card. If they want to buy a T-shirt, it's $20. If they want to buy a patch, it's $5.
Right.
So we have those things that are there. But again, all this money is to help our community. And if you don't go on the ride, or you're not a motorcycle rider, and you want to just show up down at the Elks Lodge, come down, look at the motorcycle show, because they're going to have some guys showing off their bikes, and we have a contest there for a bike show, and you guys all get to be the judges, not us. So everybody gets to vote, and we'll have the vendors there. The Elks will have food. We set it up where all the food's done with the Elks there. Again, spreading the wealth so they can make some money too and keep the Elks Lodge open here in Payson.
Gotta love it.
So that's an important thing for us. Our T-shirts are long sleeve, and they have that logo with the horse and the horseshoe on the back, and then our rodeo logo on there. But at the bottom of it, I want to read something here. I'm going to break over some paperwork here. On the bottom this year, we did it different, and we sold advertisement to help with our shirts. Mm-hmm. And I just want to note those people right now.
Sure.
We have Deborah Rose. It's the realtor office down on Main.
Great gal.
In and Out Landscaping, Copper State Tax and Accounting, Payson Wireless, Sweet Country Charm. Oh my God, the best fudge in the world. They're Swiss Village.
Truly, I love going in there, and even just talking about it, I'm starting to slobber a little bit.
She has the best fudge. Oh my God, it's so good. Payson Tire Pro, Drop Time Construction. We have JL Locksmith,
Right.
Tano Rim Bar and Grill, Buffalo Bar and Grill, Jake's Corner Bar, and you should know that already, Randy.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
A famous stopping spot since 1915, and same place or same stop, different horses.
That's it. Coyote Auto, the Old Bastards Motorcycle Group, Sportsman Chalet, the Pinewood Tavern, Chapman Auto here in town's a sponsor there, Black and Tan that does our printing, Rim Country Flowers on Old Main.
Right.
They're going to be a sponsor for that. Tracy Randolph, she has a massage place in Phoenix.
Wow.
And she wants to be part of this and sponsor up for our thing. She thinks it's an awesome deal. She comes up for our rodeo and found out we were doing this and wanted to be involved.
How cool.
So we have that. And then we have the brand new Rim Country Barbecue on Old Main.
Man, tell you what, they're right next door here. And I've been noticing this last week that when they're open, that parking lot is packed. They're doing something good, and having a chance to talk to them, that's a whole another talk show in and of itself. But they're turning out some really good stuff.
It is. But all those people stepped up and helped sponsor our shirts, and their names are on the back of the shirt, that we can have that, and that's important to us. That really helps out with our profit margin on trying to do things because it helps pay for the cost of our shirts.
Right.
So that helps us out a lot, and that's a really important thing. And it's really great to see that all these local businesses stepped up to help us. And so,
Nice.
Guys, if you heard me mention one of those businesses, when you go in to see them, please say thanks for sponsoring the Iron Horse Rodeo Run. Let them know that you appreciate what they're doing for us.
And it is important, and important for them. I mean, obviously they're getting some publicity and some traffic and stuff like that. But this wouldn't be possible if it weren't for those kinds of businesses that would be willing to be a part of this. So
that's right.
It's important.
And the Elks Lodge especially, they've stepped up and let us use that area and really helped out. And I know they have youth programs and stuff there too. And it's a really good organization for here in town. They support a lot of things that a lot of people don't really know.
Quietly doing a lot. I'm a former elk. I was an elk until I moved down to Tonto Basin. But I tell you, they do a lot of great things, and not necessarily spend a lot of time out there waving their own flag, but they're just quietly getting it done, and I have a lot of respect for that.
We do our Christmas program with the kids. We take them shopping. And there's just numerous things, and most of the people, like I said, in this community don't really know what our Elks Club does for our community, and they are a group that's behind this community, and that's important. It's just our thing is the Payson Pro Rodeo Committee is that we want to see our town and everything to be successful, and that's important, and that we need to make sure that we help do that. That we're promoting be the go-to place, not the go-through place.
Yeah, gotta love it. Yeah,
And
no more of this gateway to the rim. We are the rim.
That's right. We're not the gateway. We're stopping in right
That's
here.
right, exactly.
And with that being said, on like the bike show that we're doing, besides the winners, we got a first, second, and third place. Besides getting a plaque, they're going to get tickets to come to our May Rodeo.
Oh, wow.
And the reason for that is, again, we're promoting those people to come here. So if they're from the Valley, we want to make sure that they're able to come back.
So how are you judging the bikes?
I'm not.
How is somebody judging the bikes?
They're not.
Okay, so no, I thought
I got you on that.
Yeah, I was going to say, how's that work anyway?
It's a people's choice. Everybody gets
okay.
to come get a ballot, and they see what they think is the best bikes, and they mark down the top 3.
Nice.
Okay, and then they turn them in, and we keep a tally, and whoever gets the most votes is the first place.
Gotta love it.
And that way we're not making a decision. We don't have a judge. We're letting everybody else make the decision.
Right. It's not our fault. It's the public.
There you go. I think that's a good point.
No, I like that a lot. And what a cool prize too. I mean, to be able to get passes to the rodeo and get a nice little plaque to hang on the wall wherever. Yeah. And I mean, that all sounds like a
little bit of bragging rights.
And it's been interesting down at Jake's. There's been a couple of times recently, actually just. in the last couple of weeks where they had what they believed to be the busiest day ever at Jake's Corner. And I don't remember the number. It was like 177 motorcycles out there. And holy moly, some of those rides are sweet. I mean, it's amazing what people put into some of these.
They put a lot of money into their bikes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's kind of amazing on that they do that. But, you know, as the rodeo people, I ride a Harley, and I've done motorcycle runs for years.
Right.
For 15 years, I did a benefit ride in Tombstone for families of fallen officers.
Wow.
So besides these runs here, I've been putting them on for 20 years.
This ain't your first rodeo.
This ain't my first rodeo. You're right. But you know, our May rodeo is coming up on May 21st and 22nd. And you know, the promotion here is that cowboy people and biker people, they have a lot in common. We're both very family orientated, and we're both very patriotic.
You know, I got to tell a quick story as it pertains to that. And we're going back 40 years. 1981, I came to Payson, and not knowing for sure what I was going to do, I took a job. I'd been in the restaurant business down in the valley, and so I took a job managing the Pizza Hut here. And so I'm a young punk, and the first rodeo weekend, I find out that there's going to be a big biker group coming in. And the owner of the Pizza Hut at the time said, "Okay, now you're going to have to make sure that everyone checks their gun, you know, at the door as they come in." And I'm thinking, holy guacamole. And I'm just a young 20-something, and I'm like, "You got to check your gun at the door, sir." And every one of them, "Oh, fine, sure." And they give me their gun. I put it under the cash register. They go in. They were the nicest customers, the best people to our staff, the best tippers, and really wonderful people. And I had, prior to that, had not had a lot of experience with that particular demographic, and I had them all wrong in my head. And you're right, they are very much like the rodeo folks in that, just salt of the earth, good quality people that have their heart and their head both in the right place.
You know, the biggest thing, and you get it in the cowboy world, you get it in the biker world, there's a few bad apples, and everybody wants to take and look at the whole group because of the one bad apple that they were involved with.
Right.
And, you know, so as I say, 99% of our people are good. There's only 1%'s bad. Yeah. But everybody judges everything by that 1%.
Same is true in media, by the way.
Yes.
That's another talk show.
Yeah, radio's a problem. Yeah, you know, there we go.
Yeah.
But, you know, I kind of wanted to tell the joke that I had the face for radio, and here I see they put me on Facebook. So, I don't know.
Well, so here's living proof.
There's living proof. I got a face for radio right there.
Yeah.
But
now, again, if because we're almost out of time, if people want to get signed up, again, you can
do an early registration. You can go to PaysonProRodeo.com.
Right.
And there's a link on there for the Iron Horse Rodeo Run, and you can pre-register. So do that early, do that soon, do that often, how they say.
Sure,
Let's get a bunch of people there and make this a success. We want Payson to see that this is a successful thing and everything. Matter of fact, I was on the phone this morning with Mr. Hazelow there from Payson PD.
Oh, good guy.
And he's awesome. I've known him for years, and I hate to say this, but I don't remember what his rank is now.
I think he's a lieutenant now.
Okay, Lieutenant. Okay, Lieutenant Hazelow, because I've known him from way back in the day.
I don't know. You know, for that matter, he might be
something else.
Grand Poobah or something.
Right, but you know, letting him know what's going on, and we're going to have all these people here, and this is going on.
Right.
And so we're keeping all our entities here aware of what's happening in case we do have a problem.
Right.
And we pray to God that we don't want anybody to come here and get hurt. So
Amen.
If you're in hearing range of my voice on Saturday, please be cognizant of the motorcycles that's going to be riding around in Payson and watch out for them.
Sure.
I'd appreciate that.
But again, what a wonderful thing. I mean, we're talking about a great fun event that takes a lot of folks to a number of very deserving businesses here in Rim Country that have really been having kind of a tough year, so this is a nice little shot in the arm for them. Plus, the bottom line out of the whole thing is the people involved have a chance to win some cool prizes, get some cool swag, and the big benefactor of this whole thing are our local youth who have a chance to get some really great scholarships. So, and you said that it's important that people, if you have a senior in high school right now, that they get signed up for this right away. And
Right.
Can you do that on the same website?
I'm not sure if we have it on our website yet, but I know we take the applications to the counselors and stuff.
Right.
But you know what? I think I need to check on our website and get back with you on that so you can plug that.
But if nothing else, in the meantime, talk to your counselor at
Right.
school.
Talk to your counselors at school and get that done. And again, we want to promote Payson as the go-to place, not the go-through place. And we have major sponsors that are helping us do all this stuff. And it's just a great thing. And it's public support.
Yeah, and a beautiful win-win all the way around. I mean,
And the
everybody
weather's going to be
benefits.
fantabulous weather.
It really is. As a
It's
matter of
gonna
fact,
be
it's
great.
going to be plenty toasty.
It's going to be really nice for the ride. People are going to have a good time. And we're going to have great raffle prizes and silent auctions and stuff like that. And the food there will be great.
Just
Good camaraderie
And a bunch of fun.
and a bunch of fun. So come out. If you can't ride, just come join the festivities and walk around, look at our vendors, maybe bid on some raffle items or buy raffle tickets or 50-50 or support the cheerleaders.
Always support the cheerleaders.
That's right.
Anyway, you can find out a whole bunch more by going online to PaysonProRodeo.com. And again, we're out of time, but Daryl Stubbs, Vice President of the Payson Pro Rodeo Committee, thank you for coming down and keeping us informed.
Thanks for giving me the time, and you'll be seeing me again.
All right, keep up the good work. We got to get you back to more of your favorite music. Have some tunes coming up from the fabulous Thunderbirds, ZZ Top, Deep Purple, and a whole bunch more. But first, a quick look at Rim Country weather.
Now here's the KRIM weather forecast for Payson and surrounding areas. I'm now